Hi everyone, I'm sorry if I haven't made a video for a while. Today I'm going to do my top 5 least favorite Marvel villains and top 5 favorite Marvel villains. In this video, these are all my opinions on the MCU villains. The Marvel Cinematic Universe villains I think are awesome with messed up motivations. And the top 5 Marvel villains that I thought were lame. Okay, my least favorite villains I think are lame, and my favorite villains I think are awesome. We're going to start with my top 5 least favorite Marvel villains. So, anyways, these are the villains I think are not that strong enough for me. You all will hate me for my 5 least favorite MCU villains by saying, "Hey, this villain is awesome. This video of yours sucks. This villain is my favorite. How dare you hate those villains?" Something like those. If you all like these villains in my top 5 least favorite villains, that's fine. I am telling you that I think my top 5 least favorite MCU villains are weak in my unpopular opinions. Before we begin the video, there will be spoilers while I review my top 5 least favorite villains. Let's begin my top 5 least favorite villains, and after that I will do my top 5 favorite MCU villains. So let's begin. Number 5 is Justin Hammer from Iron Man 2. This guy began to be a pretty nice guy when he first appeared in Iron Man 2, but when Ivan Vanko did some things that Hammer didn't like until Hammer got pissed off, Hammer decided to lose it to Ivan and scream at him. Ivan was kind of disrespectful to Hammer, and Justin turned into a jerk, something like those in Iron Man 2. I'm sorry for not describing well. I didn't like it when Justin Hammer decided to be a dick, not letting people know that Ivan was behind the Iron Suits thing. I was glad that at the end of Justin Hammer's last scene of Iron Man 2, he got arrested and taken away. Number 4 is Malekith the Accursed. I am neutral about this guy because of his dark magic and something like those. I am not saying that he is a bad villain. I am saying that he is an okay villain. I see some comments from people talking about Malekith. Some said that he wanted to destroy the universe and recreate it more to his liking. He said that in the beginning, all that I remember too. I like the movie Thor: The Dark World, but the dark magic or power from Malekith was unbelievable. Number 3 is Emil Blonsky Abomination. This villain is boring, creepy looking, and uninteresting to me. When I meant that, I meant every time I watched The Incredible Hulk a few years back, the Abomination is not even that good anymore. Not that everyone agrees with me about that. I'm sorry, everybody. The Incredible Hulk movie wasn't great because Mark Ruffalo wasn't in it. Blonsky was scary when he was asking Bruce where the data was and slaps him because he was becoming more violent. Number 2 is Whiplash Ivan Vanko from Iron Man 2. Despite Justin Hammer being a jerk in Iron Man 2, Ivan Vanko has a lot of bad reviews from people because of his screams and motivation or something like those. I didn't know why people hate Iron Man 2. Maybe it's because of Ivan Vanko's motivation of using his whips to destroy Tony Stark in suits or something. I don't know. He spoke in Russian when Justin Hammer had him stay around him. When Ivan's dad died, I didn't like Ivan's scream, but I was okay with him not happy about it. And the number 1 is Aldrich Killian from Iron Man 3. I really don't like this guy because he wanted to steal Pepper Potts away from Tony Stark. I never liked it when Aldrich put the burnt thing inside Pepper because he wanted her to be like him. I was glad that Pepper was never turned evil to beat Aldrich because she doesn't deserve him. In the beginning of Iron Man 3, he turned out to be a nerd on Happy New Year's Day. It was all before he became crazy. Between Ivan and Vanko and Aldrich Killian, I don't know which I dislike more. Anyways, that was it for my top 5 least favorite MCU villains. Now let's begin my top 5 favorite MCU villains. My favorites are all my opinions on the MCU villains. I think are awesome with messed up motivations. Some turned out to be good at the end. Some end up evil. You all will say, "What? This Marvel villain sucks. This video of yours sucks. I really don't know why you like this villain. How dare you tell us why you like these Marvel villains?" Something like those. I mean, if you all don't like these villains, that is fine. You all may put your favorite MCU villains and least favorite down the comments below. Before we begin the video, there will be spoilers while I review these MCU villains, just to warn y'all. So let's begin my top 5 favorite MCU villains. Number 5 is Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. She is not a bad character at all. I think she is awesome. It was sad that her parents died from the machine having problems. That was how she became Ghost. It is messed up that her motivation was to have Hank's lab building and get the powers to have his wife Janet die from not getting powers. I was glad that didn't work out. Janet helped Ava Ghost not to be a ghost anymore, and she became just like everybody else at the end. Number 4 is Killmonger from Black Panther. I was glad that Michael B. Jordan got to play an MCU character in the MCU, but as a villain, which was awesome. I like it when he was in other movies and in Black Panther as Killmonger better than in Fantastic Four 2015. Anyways, Killmonger's motivation was to have a revenge on his cousin T'Challa so he can be king, because T'Challa's dad killed Killmonger's dad by getting at Zuri, or something like those. Number 3 is Hela from Thor Ragnarok. When I watched Thor Ragnarok the first time, I didn't know that Hela was the firstborn of Odin until he told Thor and Loki about it. I was like, what? I didn't know she is related to Thor and Loki. Her motivation was to rule Asgard and be queen and push Odin's stuff aside or something like those. It is really awesome that the MCU lets Cate Blanchett play a Marvel character but as a villain. Number 2 is Loki. I know that Loki was the adoptive brother of Thor and went crazy after knowing who he really was. Loki was naturally related to Laufey, but I was glad that Loki decided to be on the good side during the end of Thor Ragnarok. In the first Avengers movie, his motivation was to destroy the Avengers with his army. He faked his death in Thor and Thor: The Dark World. The sad thing is that Thanos killed Loki and he dies for real in Infinity War. Anyways, Loki will always be one of the best Marvel characters to me. And the number 1 is Thanos. I know you all will think I am pathetic about this, but I actually think Thanos is a pretty cool villain, except for when he kills off characters. Yeah, Thanos is unexpectedly huge and powerful when he became the next MCU villain to defeat. I didn't like it when in Infinity War he killed Heimdall, Loki, and Gamora because I didn't expect those to happen. Yeah, he won in Infinity War, sorry, but got defeated in Endgame. I do think his gauntlet is pretty awesome, though. And that was it for my top 5 least favorite Marvel villains and top 5 favorite Marvel villains. Post a comment, subscribe, ring a bell for notification. What are your least favorite and favorite Marvel villains? I will make more videos soon. Bye.